As the sun dipped below the majestic red rock formations of the Grand Canyon, casting eerie shadows over the rugged terrain, Sarah and Mark stood hand in hand. Their smiles radiated pure joy, for this was the honeymoon they had dreamed of for years. The vast expanse of the canyon, with its layers of ancient rock, was a breathtaking sight to behold. "We made it, Mark," Sarah whispered, her eyes glistening with tears of happiness. Mark pulled her closer, his strong arms enveloping her delicate frame. "Yes, we did, my love, and this is just the beginning." The young couple had decided to take an unconventional approach to their honeymoon by embarking on a mule ride down into the heart of the canyon. They had hired a rugged guide named Jake, whose leathery skin and confident demeanor reassured them that this adventure would be unforgettable. The next morning, the couple mounted their mules, each named after a famous figure from history, and began their descent into the depths of the Grand Canyon. The sun was high in the sky, casting a warm glow over the labyrinthine trails that wound through the rocky terrain. Jake led the way, his mule named Roosevelt plodding along with a practiced ease. Sarah and Mark followed, their mules, Lincoln and Jefferson, obediently following the trail. The descent was steep, and the canyon walls seemed to grow taller with each passing hour. As the day wore on, the temperature dropped rapidly, and the couple could feel the chill in the air. Mark glanced at Sarah and could see a hint of worry in her eyes. "Are you okay, Sarah?" he asked, concern lacing his voice. She nodded, but her smile was forced. "I am just not used to this kind of cold. I thought it'd be warmer down here." Mark squeezed her hand, trying to reassure her. "Don't worry, we'll make it through. Jake knows what he is doing." Hours turned into days as they descended further into the canyon. The once clear trail had become increasingly treacherous, and the temperature continued to plummet. The couple's mules were growing restless, sensing the unease in their riders. One fateful evening, as they set up camp in a small clearing, Jake's face was etched with worry. "Folks, we've got a problem," he admitted, his voice gruff. "I think we've lost the trail. The landmarks I know aren't where they should be." Panic gripped Sarah and Mark. They were deep within the canyon, and the idea of being lost in this unforgiving wilderness terrified them. Jake attempted to reassure them, but the situation was dire. Days turned into weeks, and the trio struggled to find their way out of the maze-like canyons. They rationed their food, their mules growing weaker by the day. The once clear blue sky had turned to a constant, overcast gray. One fateful Sunday evening, as the trio huddled together for warmth, disaster struck. Mark's leg was caught beneath a fallen boulder during an ill-fated attempt to traverse a narrow passageway. The pain was excruciating, and his leg was badly broken. Sarah, panic-stricken, did her best to tend to his injuries, but their situation was dire. Their food had run out, and their mules were too weak to carry them any farther. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Jake succumbed to the harsh conditions, leaving the young couple utterly alone. Days passed, and Mark's condition deteriorated. Sarah watched helplessly as her husband's strength waned. In a moment of desperation, she made a chilling decision. She had to save herself. Under the dim light of the moon, Sarah crept toward her injured husband. She had found a sharp rock, a cruel implement of fate in this desolate wilderness. Tears streamed down her face as she raised it high, ready to strike the man she loved. But just as her arm began its downward descent, a deafening roar shattered the silence. The canyon walls seemed to tremble, and the ground shook beneath her. Sarah froze, the rock still poised above her husband. A brilliant beam of light pierced the darkness, and the sound of helicopter blades filled the air. Search and rescue teams had finally located them. The helicopter descended, and rescue workers rushed to Sarah and Mark's side. Mark's leg was tended to, and the couple was hoisted into the helicopter, safe at last. As they ascended above the canyon, Mark looked at Sarah, his eyes filled with love and gratitude. He had been on the brink of death, and yet she had spared his life. In the end, their ordeal in the Grand Canyon had pushed them to the limits of their endurance, testing their love and their will to survive. They would carry the scars of that harrowing journey for the rest of their lives, a constant reminder of the darkness that had briefly consumed them in the depths of the canyon.